Okay, hi guys, welcome to lesson 1 of how to hitbox, the very basics. I'm Dustin Huffer.
And I am Sean Huffer.
We're the developers of Hitbox. We made these, and basically we're doing this video series from the ground up, everything there is to know about fighters and how to do it on Hitbox. We're starting just assuming everybody's a clean slate, is new to fighters, is never seen a Hitbox before, and just taking it from there. So, but before we get going, we just want to plead with you guys to bear with us, even though this may seem a little bit of elementary at first if you've already seen these, but there's good facts for everybody from the most novice player to the most advanced. So we really encourage you guys to watch all of this and bear in mind all of the tips and tricks that we have to offer. You know, even on the simplest things, we've got some good info. So.
Okay, so we're going to jump right into this here and get kicked off with what button on this thing actually does what. You're going to notice that the white buttons over here on your right hand are going to be the all, classic standard layout that you guys are used to seeing. Punches on top, kicks on the bottom. They're set up for, to be, these are all 24 millimeter buttons across the top here. They're smaller, it's a much more condensed design, a lot more designed to fit your hand as you go.
Yeah, so it's since they're smaller, it really fits. We built it to just fit your hand. So the curvature of your hand, that's why it has the little curviness to it. So rather than moving your hand around to cover your whole arm for each button, your index covers these two, your middle covers these two, ring and pinky, and that's all the movement you're gonna actually be doing. The rest is everything's right there to stay.
So you're no longer going to really need to float around per se, as you're used to seeing a lot of classic arcade controllers doing, because it's
all there
together.
for you.
It's all right there for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, you may notice there's no joystick. There are these red buttons in place of it. So what these do is left, right, and down. And you'll see right here is our shared jump button. It's a lot easier to just think of it as jump rather than up, because that's exactly what it is. You jump with it. So as you can see, you get a lot of control over your movement and what you're doing.
Oh yeah, let him go. Oh, DHC trick. Here it comes.
I gotta show you guys my new team. This is, sorry, random combo tangent.
Yeah, gotta love M.O.D.O.K. Okay.
Anyway, okay. So, back to our index cue cards, because I'm totally got a blank-minded. Okay, so a lot of questions we have when we demo these from people is why we do have a jump button, and why it's in the middle, and why it's bigger, and just generally speaking, why is it placed where it is? A lot of people wonder if this is the down, why is the up button below the down button? I mean, to a lot of people at first glance it doesn't make much sense, but it's kind of it's there because that's the absolute best place you could ever have it. By using your thumbs for jump, it enables you to do a lot of the complicated things like the tri-jumps, Storm's floaty stuff, tiger knees, all of the actual really technical things you do in fighters. By having this there that involves, super jumps, anything, using your thumbs, either thumb based on the scenario, it really makes things very accessible. Also, even on its most simple terms, in let's say Street Fighter 4, when you jump, you're no longer accidentally jumping when you charge back for sonic booms, or if you just want to make sure you meant to jump if you're jump happy. Even on its most primal levels, the jump button is a good thing to have. At first it seems unintuitive because you're so it's just something you get used to, but one of the best ways to get around it is I personally use my right thumb 99% of the time. And what that does is you use both your hands to orchestrate your movement. and that's both halves of your brain. Everything's working in symphony together, and it takes away the awkwardness because it really is no longer an up direction on a joystick. It is a jump button, just like you're holding the Mario Brothers pad, press and jump. And if you guys just trust that and give it a few minutes, few hours, whatever it takes, you guys are going to really understand its usefulness. We started out with one of our first hitboxes. Well, our first one was the left thumb, and it seems a little different on what side of the screen you're on, doing the left and right, and it's still for doing a 360 when you roll it. It was a little more tough, but when you actually use your right thumb, it takes away all the left-right awkwardness, and it's just the jump button. Okay, I'm not going to do another combo.
And another thing that you're going to notice as Dustin does a combo here is that basically he's got his fingers in a upright kind of high position over his hitbox here with his buttons. A lot of people, when they first start on these things, you're going to notice that you're going to want to have your palms kind of resting on it or flattened. You're going to want to have a flattened down finger that is really bad for you. It's going to tire your hands out. One of the advantages of the hitbox is that not only do you have buttons, one button for each direction, but also that the travel time for your fingers is, like we were saying, is going to be, 0 to none for your travel time. So, in order to get the maximum out of that, you're going to want to have your fingers hovering right around or right on top of those buttons to ensure that your travel time is minimal, so that when you are making those split-second decisions in combat, it's already there and ready for you to have going. So when you first pick this thing up, make sure you have a good hand position. Just above it, like Dustin's there, you can kind of see, and that'll definitely help you out.
Yeah, so it's really important to be relaxed because you'll feel really robotic for the first few minutes, and it's just best to really be loosey-goosey as you get more comfortable with it. A lot of people, they'll, I don't know if you can see this, they'll just jam their wrist or anything they can just to get some sort of anchor, and then they'll just really flap around.
And that will just tire you out.
Yeah, you'll wear yourself out quick. The best way to do it is to just kind of trust the layout, just be really gentle on it. I mean, you're gonna be. As you're going to the match, you're gonna go really hard on it. But overall, you're still, just going all on it like you're.
Lastly, another thing you guys are going to notice is that unlike your stick, this whole thing, because you're not jerking it around with your hand, is not going to move around in your lap or on your table very much at all. It's going to stay still. Not a lot of worrying about, another way to make sure that your inputs are clean. Yeah, the pressure's down on it.
Everything's straight down. You can play laying down. I can play. You don't have to have the rigid posture as long as you are.
Yeah, as long as your hands are in a decent position and not totally flat, you're going to be doing all right.
So you can be as gentle or as rough as you want on it, and you're going to get good stuff.
Okay, so that about wraps up lesson 1 here. And we'll be moving on to quarter circles here in a little bit, and hopefully you'll join us.
Cool. Thanks, guys.